one and only.
So, yo, guys, we're on the charts now, or we're going to get onto the charts. But first of all, I'm just going to do a recap of the trading journal, of my trading journal of last week, and all the trades that we took on the actual calendar. So, yeah, guys, so 24th of February to the 28th of February was last week. Where, like I've just said, we've entered a brand new week, the 3rd of March. So, we went 2-3 last week. 2 wins, 3 losses. Started the week off very well with 2 wins the same day. Started off the week very well with 2 wins in the same day. Then progressed. Didn't even trade Tuesday. Progressed on to Wednesday. Took a first loss. Thursday took another loss. Friday took another loss. By the end of the week, I was on a 3-loss losing streak. At least one, maybe two of those 3 losses were not so good setups and really could have been avoided. Let's start on Monday. I'm just going to go straight down to the 1 minute because this is where we executed anyway. Monday London session comes along, and price is printing pretty bullish. You can at least see on the 1 minute. We switched bullish again, retested, continued up. As you can see, first trade 29.40 buys, London Open. It was a win. The confirmations were, as you can see, a double bottom formed here, break of structure, retest, and continue on break of structure. So we got the lower time frame shift and confirmations, and then we get that final retest after the London Open, which is what I'm looking for because I wasn't looking to enter before London Open. Even though the price action was looking very good, I was waiting until after London Open to get in and capitalize on the buys. So yeah, nice 75 pip scalp. It was ranging on the intraday, but this was like clearly ranging here. And like we were very choppy price action around here. Wasn't really the best opportunities on an intraday level, but on a lower time frame basis, it looked pretty good. So we got at the end of the day we got nice confirmations and the pricing did make sense. It just on a high time frame intraday level, the confirmations weren't really there. It wasn't, and I knew that taking the trade. I knew it was just simply a lower time frame scalp, and that's why I had a little bit of a tighter stop and a tighter target to get in and out of the trade faster. So yeah, but that was a 1-3, so that puts us up 1-3 for the week, and then I actually made a pretty risky and aggressive decision to trade after taking this win later in the day. After London Open, we had price dig deeper, even though we continued on after that, printing new highs, stuff like that. We're still respecting the bullish. We had corrections in between, but we're still respecting bullish structure. And we had this major correction that actually broke below these lows here and this kind of minor support level that we were forming around when we took the buys originally. We break the lows and there's like a new intraday low here. But right after that, price rejects, reverses, and you can see on the lower time frames here, we started shifting back bullish, which gave us an opportunity to get in on the buys here. We had the exhaustion, price pulled back, attempted to make new lows but didn't, rejected, pushed above, broke the structure, and this was the first break of structure that we got after London. Well, it wasn't after London close here, it was after 10 a.m. Eastern at this time. But the entry was after London close, as we're going to now. So you can see here the second trade buys from 29.40s again, this time after London close. The confirmations, the bullish break of structure, which we just spoke about here. It's only minor seller exhaustion though, it's only the 1 minute. But yeah, no double bottom. We didn't get a double bottom really. It was just like bullish structure was printing. And it could have very easily like switched back. To be honest, I would have liked to see a double bottom form after the break of structure because you could say, oh, double bottom formed here, but then the break of structure happened, and that's why it was still quite far away at this key level from here as well when it was ranging. And then eventually at the London close, we pushed back above, breaking these highs and continuing on bullish. And then obviously we only scalped 60 pips here because I wanted to be even more aggressive with this trade since I took the earlier trade earlier in the day. I wanted to be extra aggressive with this, so I only took 60 pips and risked 20. So yeah, these weren't the best of trades, but they were good scalps, lower time frame position. So those were the first two trades, and currently at this moment, after Monday close last week, I am up 126R, six times my risk. Pricing is pretty high here. Like I said, in an intraday range. No strong intraday AOY because we're in the middle of the range, so there's no strong clear AOY on the intraday level that we can base our trades off, and then use that with lower time frame confirmations. These trades were simply just lower time frame confirmations. Basically, they weren't really an idea based off intraday price action as such. That's why I knew that like as soon as I hit target, I want to be out of these trades because we're in a huge range. So later we skip Tuesday and we move on to a London session Wednesday. Now this was a really good trade that actually did run very close to my TP, but unfortunately ended up resulting in a loss. So we took some buys from 29.12s, aiming for 90 pips. We got the obviously the break of structure. We got the retest, which formed a double bottom around this area as well, as you can see, back above the key level, and even broke these highs that were previously made. So confirmed to us that we're still bullish at this point, even though we did reject. Now we come back for the pullback. The pullback ends up being more than a pullback, and price completely reversed since that's printing more bearish than bullish, creating new minor lows and eventually breaking all the lows and dipping back into 28.95s, forming basically an intraday double bottom at that time because we retested these previous lows, but did not break them actually. But yeah, we were stopped out on that trade, did run 70 pips in profit for us. So we were sitting on over a 1 to 2. And at this point, I'm up 6 risk reward at this point, for the week. And we're up a 1 to 2 floating. But unfortunately, we end up taking that one loss, and we're currently down to 1 to 5 for the week at this current point. Let's move on to the fourth trade of last week. 29.12 buys for 90 pips. Thursday Asian Open. So not long after I took this loss, after we ran in 70 pips in profit, then took that loss. Price dipped, reversed immediately, and came back above the 29.12s again, and ranged for some time until we got into the next daily candle pretty much at that point. So yeah, and then after that, around Asian Open, we actually tapped into this level. Because we kind of created a minor support level around here, I use that. I know it's a very low confirmation, but I use that zone to take some potential buys off. But unfortunately, I was just really rushing into this trade, not really thinking too much. It's definitely the worst trade I took last week by far. There wasn't that many confirmations, as you can see. Intraday double bottom forms. We've got that intraday double bottom that we talked about in the last trade. Price was a little high, which I guess that's an invalidation, which we'll talk about that. But double bottom in the 1 minute, it was like a minor double bottom for only a brief moment. Just move this out the way. You can see here, we made a double bottom around the 29.12s, but at this point we were still very bearish. We were still like breaking new lows, like we're still bearish from earlier before the session started. So at this point, there's no confirmation that we've actually shifted structure or anything like that. So we didn't get the break structure. The double bottom got invalidated pretty much immediately. It wasn't like a heavy intraday zone like we talked about. It's just a 1 minute zone, really, a 5 minute zone where we saw like accumulation in price action before the new daily open. And then obviously we had deeper pullbacks to be had, so price just stopped us out. Now, like I explained, wasn't a very good trade, low probability, so took the loss. As you can see, there's plenty invalidations, no intraday AOY. Too early in the session, really. Middle of the intraday range, like prices up here. High pricing, again, high price. No bullish breaker structure on the 1 minute to even confirm that we've got a shifting structure. Bearish intraday still maintaining key highs. That's very key. The highs that were still being maintained here. The last trade, and it was another loss, unfortunately. But yeah, this was another one where it ran a decent amount in profit, but it eventually reversed. The price was obviously printing very bearish at this point, so I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to take buys. As you can see, we're getting deeper pullbacks on the intraday at this point. The price was just digging deeper into lower demand zones and stuff like that by this time. So the fifth trade, 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, buys from 28.81s for 90 pips. Thursday post London close, buys on gold, loss -1R. Basically a negative win rate, but still a positive risk to reward ratio for the week. 28.81s as price like retested it many times on the intraday time frame. So it was like kind of like an area risk run. Price started to reject around 10 a.m. Eastern at newly made lows at 28.70s. Now, after 10 a.m. Eastern, price did not break another low since. I think I just got in too late, like with the key level being so high from like where price actually was at the time. The exhaustion I talked about, minus support level formed around here. So just draw it out. Double bottom got as well, of course. With the break structure and the retest of the breaker structure continued up above the key level at 28.81s. Once it broke above the 28.81s, it pulled back, retested again the previous highs, and then continued back up. And this is where I thought it was a perfect opportunity to buy and capitalize on some nice buy scalps in between this range. The price continued to shoot up for around 60 pips, maybe like 65 pips in profit, and then dropped immediately pretty much after that, breaking these lows here, shifting structure, and eventually stopping us out at 30 pips right there to make that the third consecutive loss that took this week. 1 to 3 risk reward for the week, 2 wins, 3 losses. There we go. And that's the end of February for around a 1 to 20 risk to reward. So 20 times my risk for February is very, very good. Even with all those losses that we took. Wasn't the best month, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try and dial it back a bit and take a lot less trades for March and try and improve the quality of the trades that I'll be taking, because definitely the last 3 trades have been lower quality trades, and trades that I could have avoided or even just adapted to sells, but my mind was like so stuck on buys. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace. God bless. Week 7 concluded.